Should we do another episode? Been going for a while. I think so, though. Man, I'm so fucking invested in this shit. It's disgusting.
What made her this way? What is the attraction? What keeps us fascinated? This is the story of Christian.
We're getting into Roman numerals that I've never fucking seen
During the
before.
middle of August 2017, Christine wrote many tweets on the social media site Twitter, mentioning and referencing the animated series My Little Pony and its voice actors, still expressing joy and love for all in the aftermath of her attendance at the BronyCon convention. On the 16th, in response to a tweet concerning voice actress Tabitha St. Germain blocking Chris on the
I blocked Chris, yes. Not for their own sake, I don't know them, but because of the vile cloud of trolls that follows them and ends up in my
site,
timeline.
St. Germain replied that she blocked Chris not because of her, but because of the cloud of trolls which followed her, calling the practice
I don't understand why you'd set up accounts only so that you can poke fun. Oh, yeah.
parasitic behavior.
It's
In
them
response,
trying to-
Christine,
It's them trying to fucking,
using her Nightstar 2891
Talk shit about
account,
the people that
replied to
follow him.
Tabitha via a long string of tweets, saying that after being trolled for years, she learned to not take their words to heart and keep them out of her mind. She added that at BronyCon, she was allowed to express herself with kindness and managed to receive some advice regarding the trolls from the voice actresses she met. She revealed that coming out as the lesbian trans woman resulted in her being kind to herself more and had learned to be unfazed by the
Jesus.
trolls. Chris wrote that she wouldn't ask Tabitha to unblock her main account, but would like to have the opportunity to connect every now and then, with a chance to perhaps earn her trust as a friend.
Man, this is some random fucking another woman he had a surface level interaction with that he's going like deep the fuck in, like, oh, I'd like to connect on a deeper level and get to be your friend. It's like, people don't owe you that. It's like, who the fuck do you think you are? You know?
Tabitha St. Germain soon also blocked Chris's Nightstar account.
Yeah, good.
On August 18th, Christine wrote on Patreon that new printed Sonichu comic books meant to be delivered to her paying patrons had arrived at her house, but she was unable to ship them yet since funds were low because she had gone to BronyCon. She informed her supporters that it could take around 2 weeks for the comics to be sent. The next day, she became a patron for My Little Pony voice actress Michelle Kreber. At this point, it was around a week since the Unite the Right rally was held in Charlottesville, a gathering of white supremacists and neo-Nazis. Possibly on August 20th,
Based.
Chris attended a church service while still wearing her pony ears and unicorn horn from her time at BronyCon. Her outfit apparently
No,
upset
not
some
based.
parishioners, and after she came back home, she
Just
wrote a letter
joking.
aimed at Kathy Weseluck, voice actress from My Little Pony, whom she met at the convention. Chris took a picture of the letter and posted it on Twitter, mentioning the voice actress and asking for her advice regarding the church incident. I've had a day that started out happy and delightful. I felt like donning my pony ears.
Okay, he looks like he smells like shit. This has been noted about him, his smell. I'll pull this up on the quickie. Quick, that's like Chris Chandler, like Christopher Weston Chandler. Now, the quickie is the Chris Chan wiki. We're just gonna look up smell. No, that's when he sang "Smell Yo Dick." It's under appearances. It notes his smell. Or sightings, no. sightings like it's a fucking animal. Here, where the fuck is it? Somewhere under here there's like a sightings thing. I should be careful on here actually. Sightings. Quick guide maybe? No. Just look. Sightings. Some of these do note the smell. And I forget what it was.
And unicorn.
When he was sighted in Finland, it was actually noted on it that time he didn't have a particularly bad smell. So, but I guess previously he has been like known to like, you know, have a smell about
horn and tail to my church today. I've made a lot of people smile, and it was as normal as could be, with my sharing the joys from BronyCon 2017. Then later, during a Bible verse reading, my church friend suddenly burst out in tears. I felt along with her, the hate bout in Charlottesville, Virginia last weekend. Then, my pastoral consoler, who was part of the choir this week, hands me a note. Please remove your headgear. It's reminding us of Nazis, specifically the not Nazi jesters who mocked the haters. I felt utter shock. I removed my headgear and I tensed up, fanning myself with the program as I was feeling hot. I ended up closing myself and breaking out in tears myself, being forced to remove what made me and most other people smile, feeling like not being able to calm a post-about-it crowd. The empathy for my friend and not being able to make her smile just about killed my mood. I sat there, fanning myself with my right, gripping the bench with my left, and paralyzed. I stayed a while longer. Then I left during the collection with the plates. I took a rest and some Valium after I got back home. I feel some recovered, but feel some mild headache now. Have y'all ever heard such a thing? Pony ears and unicorn horn being reminiscent of an anti-Nazi jester? I've never, and I meant no harm. What are your thoughts, Kathy? Thank you for listening. Christine W. Chandler.
Yeah, I think that's being overly sensitive, you know. Some brony people like
Christine uploaded
attributing
2 videos
that
on
to
YouTube
like
of a review of the
Nazism.
solar eclipse, which was witnessed across the United States.
That's just
Hello
ridiculous.
everyone on the internet, this is Christine Chandler coming to you live from home once again.
Look at them. You shouldn't dress like that around people. Like, what are you doing? No wonder people treat him like a fucking freak, like, you know.
Right outside, waiting for the solar eclipse. I look up at it, at the sun through my special glasses I got with the little guidebook. It looks like a crescent. It's a crescent sun, like it's grinning down on us. And as you can see from the noise making, that's my little boy, Chorpe. See, he's alive and well.
That poor kitty, man.
Kitty.
At least it looks happy.
Anyway, I'll record a second video closer to when the eclipse actually happens. So stay tuned. Thank you. We are approaching so much closer to the eclipse over here, live above our heads. It is smiling down upon us, the sun. I'd say just like in all Equestria, Celestia, smiling down while Luna's covering her. Eventually,
What the fuck
at one
is
point,
that a reference
in a few
to?
minutes, it's gonna
Probably
become
some
total
fucking
blackness
brony
out here,
shit.
and you'll be already able to see my face, my head. When they
That's another thing. People overstate how dark it gets with an eclipse. That last one we had like a while ago, I'm gonna say it wasn't that dark. I mean, it cooled off a lot, like it was noticeable. It did get noticeably darker, but it's not like, you know, it's not dark like people fucking say it is.
Eclipse happens, I'm gonna do something very special.
I'm pretty sure this eclipse, this was in what, 2017, I think? Yeah, 2017. This one I didn't observe because I got drunk as fuck the night before and I was like passed out the whole next day and I missed it.
I'm sure a lot of people are probably gonna do it as well. But it's like total eclipse of the heart.
Yeah, 2017. That was
Just
when I was still just ripping.
Art in motion. Art and poetry.
Yeah, it was absolutely
for everyone-
2017.
After it's happened, they get to watch me enjoy this as well. Because I know I'm recording this, I'm not streaming from my phone. You know why? Because somebody might call me and interrupt the streaming. We don't want that. Now do we? We do not. Oh! But look at that though. Through that dark cloud, you can see the grin without needing glasses. That's a moment in perfection right there. What are you doing driving? The eclipse is happening. There's a passing by vehicle right now. Oops.
So weird.
Yeah, I think I'm feeling a little throw off as the curve was to my left. Now it's to my right. Can you see it? Hi, Mom. Just a moment. Yeah.
Answer your fucking mother, dude.
I think, yeah, the book did say we were getting a partial eclipse, and I think that's all we were having. Oh well, at least in this neck of the woods we had a constant smile down upon us from the sun. With Christine Chandler coming to you live from home, y'all have a great, safe day.
In response to comments of concern for Sorbet's health condition, Chris wrote on Twitter that the vet informed her that the cat's breathing problem was permanent. Later that day, Chris handwrote a letter from My Little Pony voice actress Kelly Sheridan and tagged her in a tweet which featured a photo of it. In the letter, Chris wrote that in response to what the voice actress had said in the Changing Your Mark panel, artists like them could offer creative and thoughtful feedback in their abilities and expand their repertoire of skills. Chris herself had taken up basic cooking skills, as learning new skills can help keep the mind more active and able during the aging process. She also had binge-watched a lot of cartoons and anime in her lifetime, a trait purportedly held in common by both her and Kelly. She closed the letter with an account describing the naming process behind one of the Pokemon she had in the game Pokemon Ruby or Sapphire. On August 23rd, Chris tweeted 2 photos of her miniature figurine of My Little Pony character Spike the Dragon, seemingly reading an equally miniature copy of Sonichu issue 0, with a front cover redesigned to replace Christian with Nightstar. On August 24th, Christine wrote on Facebook that she had allegedly overheard a conversation between her pony character Nightstar and My Little Pony's Lyra Heartstrings, positing the origin of how she got her cutie mark of a lyre on her hind, possibly by ascending into the heavens and meeting their god character, then descended back to the land of Equestria and learned of the magic to walk on clouds and the anthropology. The next day, Chris posted the cover image of the upcoming comic book Sonichu issue 12-9 on Patreon, which would star her custom pony character Nightstar and would for the time being be considered as My Little Pony fanfiction, with hopes of it becoming canon to the official storyline. Chris elaborated on the comic's concept in the description. Introducing Nightstar of Equestria, a unique unicorn with the ability to open dimension portals to view into and visit other dimensions and worlds. She can view our internet and YouTube videos through one, like an instant PC monitor. She also has all psychic powers possible. And, as an artist herself, and linked to myself, Christine Chandler, mentally and visually through a portal, she draws and writes the Sonichu comic book series in Equestria. Replace me with her. Transformation to Christian Sonichu still the same, and all humans with ponies and horses. Nightstar may be considered overpowered, but she still has her flaws. Not autism or Asperger's, period. And she uses her powers for good.
Yeah,
Look for
the Asperger's thing, and he hates autism also. He's like realized that it's like caused him a lot of problems in life, so he like hates it and wants it to like be cured and stuff. And he even at one point I think he has said that he cured his autism using binaural beats, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous. But yeah, it's still like you can tell it's still definitely like a big like hit job for him. Like talking about his fucking pony's flaws, not autism or Asperger's. Period. Like that's the most autism fucking thing you could ever fucking say.
Forward to her life story, shortened, plus a day in Ponyville and around in the
Who the
next
fuck is
sonnetu
writing
after
like a
completing number
fucking
12. Thank you for your loyalty and patience. I am a proud Pega sister in the
paragraph
Brony Herd
shit.
community.
There's several.
On August 25th, Lady
All
of the
fucking
Cosmo,
bronies are
illustrator
autistic.
and close
I'm
friend
just
of
gonna
several
say it.
members of the Planet Dolan YouTube conglomerate, tweeted that she was tired from working hard and wished her followers a good night. Christine replied with, "Rest comfy and easy, dear." In response, Lady of the Cosmo strongly wrote that she was not Chris's dear, nor was anyone else from Planet Dolan. Chris apologized and stated that she meant the term neutrally, soon adding that the actress, Tallulah Bankhead, most famous during the 1930s and 40s, would be
Okay, it's kind of funny. People get like so pissed off at Chris Chan calling them dear. Like, they probably wouldn't care that much if it was anyone but fucking Chris Chan. It's like here in like Newfies, like Newfie women, like women from Newfoundland. They have a thing. They'll, use the term love just as like, it's just what they'll say. They don't mean anything by it. It's just how they talk. They'll be like, "Oh, no problem, love," or whatever. And they don't fucking mean anything by it. It's just how they talk. But like, I find it funny that people are just so fucking repulsed by Chris Chan. I mean, rightfully so. It's not like he is, using the term like harmlessly. It's like we've seen with like that doopy woman or whatever. He sent her an email saying, "Oh, we're not friends yet, but leave it the possibility. I'd like to leave the possibility open." He just fucking. He massively just over fucking reaches, like. Yeah, it's just, yeah.
offended by the artist's objection to the term's neutral usage. Chris later came back to the conversation to post a newly created drawing and
They
letter
can be neutral terms, not when fucking Chris Chan's using them. Like shit.
addressing Lady of the Cosmo. Open letter. Something
Calling
that grinds
someone
my gears
darling
is
is
how
kind
people
of-
are not accepting of the neutral terms of darling or dear. I use one or the other as a neutral addressing
I
in
mean,
lieu
I
of the
can't
various
defend
online
any fucking
nicknames
thing
or
that
actual
Christians
names
do.
in general
What the fuck
when that
am I
detail
saying?
is unknown or when the other person is too distant to trust me
It's fucking
yet on
ridiculous.
addressing them by their name. I swear, if Tallulah Bankhead were alive today, she would never put up with such disrespectful responses. That is all for now, darling. Humph. Christine W. Chandler. Lady rebutted,
This is
providing
unhinged.
dictionary definitions of the words dear and darling. Chris accused her of siding with the haters, while Lady said that there was a difference between haters and those who serve sweet justice towards heartless hooligans
Yeah, calling
such as
someone
Christine.
darling, that's weird.
Chris denied those claims. Lady of the Cosmo wrote
Dear
back
can
that if
be
she did have a
used.
heart, then she would not have harassed Doopy Doo-Over like she
But
did, calling her
not by
selfish with a
Christian.
heart filled with fatty layers of greed. Chris denied those claims. Christine elaborated that she meant to be respectful to Doopy, but she had said
Okay, this is like. These are like. This is like a well-known person too.
and darling.
I want to read what
Chris
she said.
accused her of
to
siding
him.
with the haters, while Lady said that there was a difference
My heart and soul, why must you act and appear to be siding with the haters, and leave the terms as neutral
between
in the
haters
name of
and those who serve.
There's a big difference between haters and the ones who serve sweet justice towards hooligans like you. You have no heart.
sweet justice towards heartless hooligans such as Christine.
I'm not a
Chris
hooligan
denied
and I
those
do
claims.
have a heart.
Lady of the Cosmo wrote back that if she did have a heart, then she would not have harassed Doopy Doover like she did,
I'm
calling her
not
selfish with a heart
Then you would have been respectful towards her, but no,
filled
you
with
just had
fatty
to keep
layers
going.
of greed. Chris denied
I meant to be respective, but he should have said respectful. But obviously, I said the wrong things in grave error. Obviously, you fucked up bad, and none of us feel any pity for you.
those claims. Christine elaborated that she meant to be respectful to Doopy, but she had said the wrong things in grave error. Lady stated that no one felt any pity for her, to which Chris rebutted.
You can say what you want, Christopher Asshat. Your actions make you who you are. If you cared, you wouldn't continue what you're doing.
That she was a sincere, kind person with lots of music and love in her heart and soul. Lady of
And Chris Chan just keeps pushing, even after all this. I grow tired and weary from this dispute that you will not accept. Open your heart and just move forward and on, dear darling.
the Cosmo then called her Christopher Asshat, and that her actions made her who she was.
This is crazy.
Chris
dude.
notified her that she was growing tired and weary of the dispute, since the illustrator refused to open up her heart and accept and move on. Lady of the Cosmo clarified that everyone was tired and weary because of Christine.
I already know enough from you. Everyone here knows what you've done to get yourself in this mess. I know it. These people know it. And trolls who spewed online is to not know me as Christian. Should not make it. He's trying to say he's sincere, kind, and open-hearted. Keep going. You're just digging yourself deeper into this mess you made for yourself.
To make her understand. The two continued to argue, with Chris right.
Just leave her alone, Chris. You can't
that she
win.
would keep digging until people like Lady actually understood her and stopped being so closed-hearted.
I do not need this kind of misunderstood pity. I was never in any of this for infamy or fame. I will keep defending myself and showing you. Showing me what? What a horrible person you really are past your painted smile. I see past your facade. Your actions reflect who you are. Yeah. Like, if Chris Chan, wasn't such a fucking creep, sure, people might actually, not, just hate him. But it's you just can't, you just can't have much sympathy or like someone like that.
As long as she would keep going.
He's so aggressive.
Lady called her a horrible person with a facade in the form of a painted smile. Chris denied those claims.
He just denies everything and he just continues being aggressive.
With people she liked, to which other Twitter users replied asking whether she would use those words with males as well, and commented that Chris very, very rarely replied to men on the social media platform. Lady of the Cosmos
just like when he was at that club, he'd only go around, he'd only talk to women, which there is more acceptable. It's not like, you're going and harassing people on their own time or emailing their business emails for weird shit. And it's
that Christine was trying to get close to women by using those terms of endearment. Kristen unfollowed her after telling her that she hoped Lady would have a nightmare that night. Lady then blocked Christine. Later on, Lady of the Cosmo addressed the argument with other concerned Twitter users, stating that she was alright and that it felt great to give Chris a piece of her mind, though was worried for other creators who might get preyed on by her in the future. By using her Nightstar2891 Twitter account, Christine tweeted at her own main account, giving words of support and calling her darling, seemingly pretending to be a different person. Kristen replied to Nightstar, thanking her for her kindness and feeling grateful that Nightstar liked her. Nightstar then replied, stating that she understood that Chris meant her words to be seen as neutral and would never do anything to harass Nightstar. Christine then used her main account to share the brief conversation she had with Nightstar as a positive example of how to properly accept terms like dear and darling.
And this is after Chris Chan already said that this account was him, and he's still doing it and trying to play it off like it's a real interaction.
Chris was using her alternative account and shared the conversation, calling her a psycho. Christine then blocked Lady of the Cosmo on Twitter.
He's depending on himself for support by using another account. What a
On
psycho.
Facebook, the Trollsome gal pal Kim
Yeah.
Wilson shared a brief clip from the cartoon series The Simpsons to showcase what problem Chris had been having. She elaborated that it was not Chris's place to decide what is and is not uncomfortable for other people,
Yeah.
and that terms like dear and darling could be offensive from a feminist point of view. Since Christine was a biological male, Kim wrote that she had male privilege, and should spend more time thinking how she made other women feel.
And this is a thing too. Somehow this is like a hot take these days, you know. People think just because they identify as a woman, fuck, I might even get fucking shit for this if anyone's watching. People think that, you know, just because they identify as a woman, that makes them, you know, automatically one-to-one identical with a biological woman. Like, Chris Chan's friends trying to tell him, like, out of, you know, like, from a, like, just an honest point of being someone's friend, like, yeah, you know, it's like, that might, like, it might still make, like, women uncomfortable, like, doing certain things, like Chris Chan is. And especially with Chris Chan, doing it with, you know, some ulterior motive of ultimately, like, trying to form some weird relationship. Like, obviously, fucking no one would like
So she
it.
could correct her behavior. During this time, Christine left many replies to tweets written by Jesse Nowak, or Nowacking, a popular voice actor with connections to the My Little Pony fandom. Chris wrote about her own experiences and offered her own advice in response to Nowacking's tweets concerning relationships. On August 27th, she found out that Nowacking had also blocked her, likely as a result of numerous calls to do so from Weens. Chris shared screen captures of Twitter users advising Chris against becoming so attached to other users or accusing her of stalking, writing
That's
that she
good
would be
advice
mass
and
reporting
valid
these
points,
accounts.
both.
In response to MLP voice actress Tara Strong tweeting that she wanted out of this dimension because of some negative news regarding President Donald Trump, Chris wrote that she wanted to join her. Twitter user Aphonic Phonology replied that escaping to another universe would not change the way she treated others, and that she should come back to Earth to deal with her problems like an adult. Kiwi Forums members soon noticed that Chris used her Nightstar account to follow Nowacking, bypassing her block. It was also on that day that Chris created an account on BronyMate, an online dating website designed for fans of My Little Pony.
Jesus.
She described herself as an all-around, good-natured.
Alright, I'm just gonna say it. If Chris Chan can't get a date on this brony dating website, which I don't think he did, you know, Chris Chan is not in a relationship. It's just hopeless, you know. He's at the bottom of the fucking barrel. I know, man, it's crazy. And this Kim woman that's talking to him, this was I'm pretty sure she was one of his like friends from high school who, you know, they only really like let him hang around him because he'd get like fucked with so bad and stuff, and they just like felt bad for him, and you know, she did like very much like, you know, I'm pretty sure he did try to, you know, do the same thing with her too, but she said like very fucking firmly that like no. But yeah, it's one of those things too, like he tries to like force himself into a lot of things too, like with women and stuff like that, or even like he'll take a very surface level interaction and try and like, you know, in his head it's like this deep fucking thing, which yeah, it's weird.
High-functioning autistic, female lesbian soul and trans woman, artist, gamer, and creative type, and revealed that she was the original creator of Sonichu, Rosechu, and the city of Quickville. She stated that she was looking for a kind, compassionate, good-looking woman who was as local as possible and who could appreciate her for who she
And
was.
Chris Chan too. With all these dating things, like there was one person, I'm pretty sure he did actually turn someone down that was interested in him. Like this would have been years ago, from this point, he turned someone else down because of their looks. Like Chris Chan is very fucking like particular. He wants like a top notch. He's trying to get like a top notch fucking woman, and he's Chris Chan. It's like that's not gonna fucking happen. And I'm pretty sure it was Kim also that told him like you're gonna have to like lower your standards because you're not. She even told him like you're not the epitome of fitness yourself. Like it's fucking Christian. He's
Was and not judge her.
bad as fuck.
At the end of the day, Chris wrote a long thread of tweets justifying her actions. I will answer a question right now. Why do you act young while you're actually an adult? I am young at heart, a concept I've kept within myself since childhood. If you keep a
fucking
youthful
weird.
attitude, you can
mean-
keep the energy when old.
I mean, I'd say I'm young at heart. I have fucking I have Yu-Gi-Oh posters. I still like things I enjoyed when I was a kid, but it's like Chris Chan is just fucking. That's what I mean. Like when you ask me who is Chris Chan, that's what I mean. It's so hard to just explain shortly who is Chris Chan because there's just so fucking. There's layers to this shit, dude. There's fucking layers.
A concept some people apparently do not comprehend.
He's another kind of
Youthful
beast.
energy is better filled with kindness, compassion, and love for others and yourself. To be adulting with so much drama gets boring, regardless of us having to deal with it, respectively,
oil.
in our own lives. And we, the young at heart, stand alongside our liked and cared others, men and women of every race, orientation, and so forth, with love. Love that would normally be found in our youth, despite lack of better wisdom and knowledge. There are no man-children. Everyone is.
Oh yeah,
A child
and
to
people
their
would call
parents
him a
and
man-child
elders, as well as
also. A
God,
few
our
people
Creator.
called him
Haters,
a
stop
man-child, and he
adulting.
hated
Find
it
your
so
past,
fucking much.
youthful selves, and
He
reconnect.
fucking is like.
The next day, Christine wrote an update on Patreon explaining that
Where
new
is
pages
it?
would be delayed because she was feeling off on the count of
Yeah, like,
trolls
look
on
at that.
Twitter, convincing another person she liked to block her, even though her messages to that
That's
person were of support.
indefensible.
She also shared the update on Twitter, damning the trolls for coercing those she talked to into blocking her, the kind and compassionate victim. She then posted a poll asking if they were in the same situation, would they block the many internet trolls or the victims they followed. She also shared the poll on Facebook, asking her friends to vote for the hero and not the bullies. In addition, she privately messaged several people, at least on Twitter, to share around the link to her poll so more people could see it, hinting that maybe Tara Strong could influence the vote if it reached her. Kristen hypothetically asked if people would block out the heroes of Sailor Moon and Transformers to keep them from the villains, and promoted the hashtag #BlockTheTrolls so people not block the heroes. She then used her Nightstar account to like all of her tweets on her main account. At
What
the
a
end of the day,
loser.
Chris revealed the results of the poll to find that an overwhelming majority, likely made up of weens, voted in favor of blocking the victims and not the trolls. A Twitter user asked for clarification on whether Doopy Do-Over blocked her because of the trolls or because of specifically Chris, like she had stated. Christine answered that Doopy was stressed and misdirected her upset towards the
Jesus
wrong person.
Christ.
On August 29th, Chris shared on Facebook a generated future prediction she received on the site Witty Bunny 6 years prior, commenting that during the year 2011, she was still figuring herself out and that it was not a good year for her because her father died that September, and that owner of the game place, Michael Snyder, snared Chris and his mother into his trap, which caused the Chandlers to lose all of the remaining money the Bob had
Yeah,
left
and
them.
somehow they think that this Michael Snyder guy is like the cause of like all their problems. The guy that owns the game store that Chris Chan I can't remember. I think it was the GameStop he vandalized. Michael Snyder's game store. I think he was just harassing people and just being fucking weird. So they banned him. But yeah, they have this thing where like he thinks like Michael Snyder Michael Snyder and Mary Lee Walsh are the reason his life is the way it is. It's fucking crazy.
Christine also
And even his old man, Chris Chan's like dad, he hated Michael Snyder also. Like Chris Chan calling him a Jew, someone like Chris Chan with their mind, they're not gonna say something like that unless they've heard it before. Like Chris Chan's dad probably didn't like Michael Snyder because he was Jewish or his family was Jewish or something like that. And, his old man's hate for Michael Snyder probably rubbed off on, him. That's what I think it probably was.
wrote on Twitter that she wished that every day would be like BronyCon, with lots of people full of sincere kindness, approaching everyone, instead of having haters and trolls unblocked and having the heroes blocked. Also on that day, she wrote an extensive Facebook post stating that she would try finish coloring the new Sonichu pages, despite feeling weighed down by getting blocked by Doopy Doover, Tabitha St. Germain, and Jesse Noaking on Twitter. She elaborated that she supported those creators in sharing kindness and compassion, but the trolls and bullies that followed her began harassing them and bad-mouthing Christine for not being sincere and committing immature deeds in the past, thusly overrunning their Twitter and lives if they would not block Christine, the hero. She closed with stating that her heart was in it, and that she had learned from 5+ years of mistakes and miscontent by which people continued to judge her wrongfully and divide people. In response, Kim Wilson accused her of not listening to women when they gave Chris criticism and felt that creating another Twitter account to evade Doopy's blocking.
Let's read this. Do you even listen to women when they give you criticism? I read what bothered Doopy. Everyone except you saw it. Doopy said that you were disturbing her out with your pet names and being intrusive and creepy. When she told you to stop, you evaded her block. That is stalker behavior. I fear you will murder someone one day and blame it on the trolls. You blamed your intrusive interactions with Doopy on the trolls. What else will you blame on them? Yeah, that's a fucking great way of putting it. Like, when he pepper sprayed someone at the GameStop, that was like... That kind of rung out in the back of my mind. Even though he hasn't, like, I wouldn't put it past him to, like, escalating things like to that level of violence again, just because like someone's like talking shit about him or whatever. He thinks, like that is like, he thinks that is like grounds for, getting physical with someone. And it's just absolutely ridiculous. Fucking, yeah, he just doesn't get it. Definitely a personal space faux pas here, but I seriously doubt this is going to lead to a murder case. Smiley face, tongue out emoji. Jessica Quinn, this fucking dumb bitch that Chris Chan knows. I don't know, man. Do you think Chris Chan will kill someone one day? I don't know, I was thinking about that actually last night. Fucking, I'd say with everything, like, it's not outside of the realm of possibility. Honestly, I think you just never know you just never know, right? You just never know. This is the guy that, cut his fucking taint open thinking it would grow into a vagina. Like, ugh. God, I haven't even looked at I don't think I'm gonna look at the picture, honestly. Like, I'm just curious how deep it was. Would you look at the picture and tell me how deep it is? Yeah. 'Cause we get into those kind of things here. Would you look at the unclipped picture? No. Oh, damn. I yeah, I don't think I can bring myself to look at it, honestly. Right on, man. No worries.
was stalker behavior, fearing Chris would murder
But yeah, no, thanks for stopping by either way.
someone one day and blame it on the trolls. Chris later shared screen caps of her post on Twitter, directly addressing the accounts which had blocked
Cool,
her by
man.
tagging them. Chris later apologized to Lady of the Cosmo for their unrequited dispute and regretted reporting her account, claiming that it was a bad move on Chris's part
Fuck
and believed
yeah.
that Lady
I'm,
could be a better person than that.
I don't know how long I'm gonna go for today. Fuck, I've already been on for like 3 hours. I don't know, I'll play it by ear, I guess. 50-50. If I, go late or not. But yeah. Cool, man. Really, take care.
That Lady herself replied, writing that she wished for Chris to maturely apologize for making her uncomfortable by calling her dear, and instead thought that Christine hadn't changed at all because she tried to correct Lady's judgment of the situation. Lady also added that the dispute arose because Chris would never
Whoever
be a
said
woman
Chris
as
was a
pretty as
woman.
Lady of the Cosmo, both inside and out. On August 30th, Christine made a YouTube video showing a new trick she could do with her tongue.
For I am the kind
Oh,
and
Jesus
compassionate Christine Chandler. And now I can roll my R's. I am still in practice. So everybody is honored to be rolling in the
He just learned how to
press.
roll his R's at like
For I
30
am
fucking
not
something.
Danger Dolan, the retard of the super planet.
I thought he called him a retard.
Dolinos. But I am powerful.
No, Chris Chan doesn't like the word retard either.
Not great and powerful. I'm
Retard,
kind and
Asperger's, he
compassionate.
doesn't like those.
Christine Chandler. Now everyone stay green and go out and zap to the extrema. Have a lovely day.
On September 1st, encouraged by a campaign promoted by Tara Strong, Chris donated $20 to the American Red Cross to help those affected by Hurricane Harvey. 2 days later, via
Chris
her
Chan,
Nightstar
you need
account,
fucking help
Christine
yourself.
posted
What are you doing?
26
Fucking giving money out. I want to
donated
read.
$20 to the
I
American
wanna
Red
read the
Cross
comments
to help
on
those
this.
affected by
Sorry.
Hurricane Harvey. 2 days later,
All right. Chris Chan, bugging Doopy again. Doopy, thanks for leaking the emails between you and Quick Sonichu. I'll post them on Encyclopedia Dramatica when I get to get a chance and delete your pages. Agreed.
by her Nightstar account,
Said he was jacking it over your art. Oh, this was too Doopy. Chris Chan said he was jacking it over your art. You need to block this creep, Doopy, before you get hurt.
Christine posted
Chris is a fucking creep. The dude blocked me because he knew what I said about
26
him
Twitter
was right.
screenshots of herself
Like I said before, you've been nothing but kind to me, and I appreciate all that. Oh, this is the
being supportive and kind to creators like Doopy
old stuff.
and no whacking, followed by trollsome replies by Weens.
I'm sorry to burst your bubble, Doobie, but Chris won't leave you alone. In the end, they're the same creepy, lonely virgin with rage, which I'm pretty sure was like a self-label from Chris Chan. Also, you don't know anything about drawing dynamic poses with foreshortening. I've been struggling with. Oh.
Chris then went back to her main account to display Nightstar's tweeted screenshots as examples of trolls who should have been blocked. Later on, digital artist R. Merriweather invited Chris to be a guest on a podcast called Internet Dream Lounge, which was co-hosted by himself and EDM artist Easy K. The next day, Merriweather notified his Twitter followers that the interview was completed and was due to be released the following week. Merriweather then created a Kiwi Farms account and revealed that he did not know exactly why Chris agreed to do the interview, but suggested that it was to promote her own Patreon account. After prolonged attempts to make the interview more edited down and entertaining, it was officially scrapped to never be released. though it was leaked at a later point.
It was leaked.
Easy has actually been quite a big fan of Sonichu for some years.
I love Sonichu. I really do.
Support me on Patreon, and I can send you copies of the books.
Dude, for what's your base amount for Patreon?
Well, basically minimum, just so I can make sure I make my money. The books are varying because with my publisher, minimum has to be 48 pages, and the more pages there are, the more expensive it is for me, and then I have to pay shipping, of course.
Right.
Of course.
They talk about the origins of the creation of
Didn't even
Sonichu
fucking
and the
say
beginning
how
of her
much.
transgender identity, before moving on to talking about trolls and pickles.
So I can find, and then she and
The
I
pickles.
walked off
this
together,
is some
and
deep
then
lore.
we were intercepted by this guy in a pickle suit, pickle costume. And I was like, I was thrown off by that, and then I didn't know what to think. But then eventually she walked off to her car with the guy in the pickle suit escorting her. And I was like, oh my god, what the hell
This
was
this was one of the dates. The girl he was with was like, it was like one of the people from like, I think, Encyclopedia Dramatica. I don't think it was the IRC channel. They were like from one of like the forums where they were like fucking with him and stuff. But yeah, she set up this fake date with him, and it was arranged for this guy in a pickle costume, because I forget the reason why he really hates pickles. I think it's because they're like kind of phallic looking. They set it up so like this guy in the pickle costume would come and like, like steal her away from him or whatever. And anyways, even on the date, like this fake date, like first time meeting someone, Chris Chan was like, I think, like grabbing at her and stuff, like just making like weird physical advances. Yeah.
Top 10 anime betrayals.
I'm very sorry for laughing at it, Chris. It's still, you must imagine in retrospect it's a bit funny.
Yeah, kind of funny, especially when you got the adult definition of how a pickle can be interpreted.
Yeah, that's
But
100% it.
that is one aspect that turns me off from the vegetable.
Yeah, because it's
What really
phallic.
turns me off from the vegetable
He doesn't
is
like anything
actually
that
the
reminds
taste
him
and
of a
flavor.
penis, 'cause
And
that's
I
gay.
have eaten pickles before, like, off a burger or a sandwich. That pickle brine doesn't quite suit me well.
What about kosher? How do you feel about kosher pickles as opposed to dill?
I don't think I ever tried kosher.
They're pretty good. That's the one that I like better.
Jew.
I'd sample it, see how
Yeah.
it tastes.
Christian
It's worth a
doesn't
try.
like Jews.
It's good you're open to new things, at least. So have you encountered the man in the pickle suit more than once, or is that the only time?
I think it might have been another time where outside the pickle suit he came back to Virginia. We just hung out for a little bit, but I'm not 100% sure. But I mean, I do know who he is.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
There are several situations where, of course, sampled videos from your previous channel. There's one video which you uploaded once, which features a man, a young, decent-looking man, who is interacting with you and joined you in a comedy skit where you drank a potion and became this man. A lot of people were very curious who this guy was. Was it a family friend? Do you remember who I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he actually was a friend of mine and one of my gal pals who actually lives in the Charlottesville area. Not going to name any names, but yeah, he was a friend, and he's currently married and very well to do. I haven't talked to him in a long time though.
They discuss more trolls of the past, Chris's political stance, and more recent happenings, like her trip to BronyCon and her Twitter blockings.
Yes, I do have one final party thought I'd like to offer before we close out.
Go quite ahead.
Over the years of which I have been mislabeled or misimaged or slandered by the bad people. Let's just call them that neutrally, by the bad people. Of course, that's all in the past, and that's in between the miscontent I uploaded that they repurposed for that. It's That's not me. That's not me totally. You can't define me in those aspects. All the way around, while I was still young and naive, didn't know as much as I do now, and don't know everything. We're not supposed to learn everything. I have always been, and always will be, and am a kind, heartfelt person, and I've always liked helping and sharing a smile, making people feel better. That was always me, and I encourage everybody, regardless of whether they, however they express their feelings of like and love, to just go out and be like, hey, you're cool, whatever, fist bump, handshake, maybe a hug, do whatever's comfortable for
No,
you.
don't hug
As long as you
random
at least
people,
share a
Christian.
little bit of good, sincere kindness. I encourage that with everyone.
Wow. That's
very,
beautiful.
very
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Yes,
And thank you, everyone.
wonderful. Thank you
Alright.
for joining us, Chris.
Yeah, you were great.
Thank
It's
you.
been an honor. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
All right.
All
On
right.
September 3rd, Christine announced that she had unblocked all the people she had previously blocked on Twitter. She then proceeded to backtalk and reply to many tweets criticizing her. Notable controversial YouTube creator Count Dankula also replied to Chris, wishing that she would follow him back because he wanted them to have a live stream together. On the 4th, to commemorate what would have been her father's 90th birthday, Chris made a video in which she read out 2 letters written by her father, Bob Chandler.
And today, this special Captain's Log start date 0904-2017. This date marks my late father's, Robert Franklin Chandler Jr., his 90th birthday. Miss him every day. Younger, older. Here's a couple of pictures of him. Anyway, in honor of his birthday today, I'd like to share something that actually came from him. He actually typed up and hand wrote a few things to me. In honor of his birthday, I'm going to be reading out his letter that he made out to me by my porn name. I believe started on December 26, 1987. This was after he got his Tandem brand computer and used the word processor in that. I used the word processor in there as well for... I made the list of all the video games I owned. That was pretty much that there. I mean, it was just a word processor. Anyway, so... To Christopher Weston Chandler from your daddy. Started December 26, 1987.
She reads out the letter in full before moving on to another one.
August 18, 2008. Dear Christian, at this time in life, you and Sancho need a quest and purpose in life. As if Sancho didn't have a purpose already that I'd given him, and... everybody else and everything. This is what he wanted, my father. Let Sancho become a champion for autistic persons everywhere and continually defeat the perils of autism. Good grief. Sancho could become the spokesperson for autistic persons with an ongoing fight for them in chapter after chapter or good deeds on the internet. He could become the spokesperson from now on. You and Sancho could become famous worldwide. What?
Now, this was written in 2008. This was like the peak of like Chris Chan getting like fucked with as far as like really like extreme things going that like people are like getting them to like doing shit like that. Like that's genuine advice from a caring father. And admittedly, you can tell through this that his old man like did have flaws to him, but did care about him at the same time. But fucking It's Chris Chan, man. He's not taking advice from anyone.
There's this little mini poster on the back. It's like, look at this. Isn't that funny? Is that me? Is that me? Sonnet Jew, defender, champion, and educator of autistic persons everywhere. Knocking
It's
out
adorable.
the big A.
See, that's sweet. That's a caring father right there, you know. A caring father, but your son happens to be Chris Chan. It is what it is.
It's funny. Yeah, he was a smart man, my father. Not everything as it would be. I mean, Sancho does not have autism.
Shut the fuck
None of my
up,
electric
Chris Chan.
hedgehog Pokemon have autism. I mean, the only autistic Pokemon I made was the grass psychic type Lawtistic. That's it's on a train card I've made before, but I don't have it on me right now. It's in my binder. So anyway, happy birthday, Mr. Chandler. Wherever
Man,
you are.
his old man gives him, that's like his last piece of sound fatherly advice from his old man, and he just fucking pisses it off like it's nothing. Like, it's shit like that it makes it so fucking hard to just feel bad for him, even. 'Cause it's like, even, you know, his dad's last piece of like actual advice he has from him, he just, you know, fucking. Ugh. Chris Chan, quit grabbing your tit. That's disgusting.
And now, by special request, I still don't know all the lyrics, but I'll sing the choral verse. We're not flawless, we're work in progress. We've got dents and we've got quirks, but it's
Jesus
our flaws
Christ.
that make us work, yeah. Anyway, that's it for now. This is Christine and Bob Chandler signing off for now. Have a great, safe day.
On September 7th, Chris made another video for YouTube, discouraging her trolls from interacting with everyone on the internet with whom she talked.
I want you all to listen up for a moment. I want you all to listen up. Especially the internet trolls and cyberboys who pester everybody I talk to. You should not be doing that because I know what y'all are inquiring of them. You're asking them about me. And guess what? They're not gonna have any information about me whatsoever because depending on how much communication we have, you can consider the communication with most not as much, so they don't know so much about me, and I wouldn't know much about them. Like, take for example, yes, Doopy Do-Over. We hadn't talked much, at least we talked a little bit. I shared my feedback, I shared my positive input, you know, because she's a good person. But anyway, she does not know anything about me, so nobody had to pester her. And like, I didn't know much about her except from what she shared on the videos on YouTube. So anyway, point of the matter is, don't harass or mass communicate with anybody on the internet that I talk with, period. If you want to bother somebody, go bother somebody that you're already talking with. Okay? Okay? And also, definitely only 2 accounts on Twitter with my name on them. You know what they are? There are no others. Anyway, lost my train of thought. But anyway, no, no, no. Okay? Stop harassing people. Because not only do I like them, but I care about some to all of them. Okay? Cut out.
Some to all of.
That's all I have to say for now. Thank you.
The fuck
On that
does
same
that
day,
mean?
Chris wrote on Facebook that she was feeling lonesome and sad because she still hadn't found her sweetheart. She had not given up her search, but had backed away for the
The
moment,
love
praying
quest.
that her sweetheart would find her. In response, her Facebook friend, William Elliott Waterman, wrote that praying for a sweetheart to find her was a selfish, passive, and defeatist thing to do. He added that he knew married parents who were some of the loneliest people he had ever met, showcasing that finding a sweetheart was not a miracle cure for unhappiness, and encouraged her to do more to enlighten or cleanse her body, like exercising or meditating to make herself relax and feel happy in her own skin. Soon after, Chris's longtime Facebook friend, Jessica Quinn, left a comment, simply writing that the two needed to
Oh
talk.
shit.
Presumably after holding a private conversation, Jessica revealed on Facebook that she and Christine began a so-called complicated romantic relationship, elaborating in the comment section that the
That
two
poor
were
woman.
testing the waters. On September 8th, Chris officially declared on YouTube that she was in a relationship with Jessica Quinn.
That poor
Finally
woman.
happened. I'm Christine
No.
Chandler, and I am in a true, loving relationship with my sweetheart.
How many sweethearts have you had
Miss
before this,
Jessie.
Chris?
My little Miss Jessie.
You are unlovable,
And I'm
Chris
my little Miss
Chan.
Christine. It's real true, real good. She and I have been talking to each other for more than a couple of years. She is made aware of y'all trolls and bullies, and it's taking me on, it's choosing me as her sweetheart. Still work in progress, this relationship. Well, I'm her champion. I'm gonna defend her from y'all trolls and bullies. I have true love in my heart. It's unreal to me. I'm getting used to it. But I stand straight to arms. I'm not gonna let anybody harass or bother my sweetheart.
My
If y'all have any
sweetheart.
questions about our relationship, you direct them to me. And upon there being any of which she and I mutually agree whether or not to share or leave offline, period, our relationship will mainly be offline. Jessica, I love you with all my heart, and I am yours forever on, as long as you have me. I'll do my best for you, if
As
not
long
better.
as she'll have him.
Excuse me. So everybody please respect her as you would respect me very much.
Oh, don't fucking say that, Chris Chan.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
Have a good, safe day.
The next day,
this chick
QB Farms user
this chick Jessica Quinn, it's a chick he went to school with. She's like pity dating him, I think.
Moonman's son had
Yeah,
a private conversation
that's
with
exactly
Jessica
what it
on
is.
Facebook. They questioned whether she was truly genuine or a troll, with Jessica firmly stating that she was simply trying out the relationship with Chris and seeing if it would work. She revealed that she was well aware of Christine's past actions, admitting that there were poor choices made by Chris, but would still go ahead with their relationship because she felt that things and people can change, wishing that their interactions be kept more private.
Chris Chan isn't gonna
Even
change.
though Jessica firmly stood by her stance as a real woman, genuinely interested in a possible relationship with Christine, most people assumed her to be a troll on the count of her sometimes
She might
ethically
be just
questionable
as fucking
Facebook
cooked as
posts
he is.
over the
Look at those eyebrows. That is not the eyebrows of a mentally stable woman right there. Every woman I've known with drawn on eyebrows like that is fucking insane. Okay? Like I don't know if there's women like that where you live, but here those eyebrows are two red flags. Right there. Like yeah.
years.
Right
Whatever
in the
the
open.
case, Christine believed, once again, that she had found her sweetheart, a girlfriend like she wished, who
But
could
Chris
right
Chan
all her
was
wrongs
also a red
and change her
flag.
life for the better.
End of fucking part 57. What am I doing? How the fuck am I? What am I doing? Watching 57 fucking episodes of this.